Welcome once again, and thank you so much for tuning in. I am Fifi, and we are on part 2 of our garden revamp series. Good morning. We are on day 4, and basically, we have managed to weed out the garden. Okay, let me just take some of these guys out here. But then the garden is nice and almost prepped up. Just the small bits that are still showing, but I'm really happy and excited. We have like literally, oh, look at this, look who came to visit. He looks cute. We've pretty much weed out almost everything from the garden. I also prepped the spinach again, just to give it some more room and breather. This is where we just planted our spring onion again. I replanted it from the other side to here. As you can see, she is becoming solidly put in place. You see, the buds are nicely coming through. Where's that? Oh yeah, there we are. The buds are nicely coming through. If you can see here, this is basically the roots from the previous spring onions that we had. We just replanted them onto this space, you see, and gave it some cultivating. So yeah, basically this is more or less the whole space that we're gonna use for our veggies. And well, here we just what's the word, woken up the soil a bit. I'm still going to dig in some more to just give it some vavavoom, and probably today I will be finishing this side and just to give it a nice fresh pick-me-up. Then from there I'm going to layer my my wood chips and the compost, and give it a beautiful nice water zest, and just let that sip nicely into the soil. So yeah, that's pretty much what we have done, and as soon as I'm done with it, then I'll start clearing around the place. As you can see, the bricks that we use to partition or section the veggies on the sides here. So we're going to just clean up this space nicely so that we actually are pretty good and ready to go with our canvas. So basically this is my canvas. Then as soon as I am done with layering the compost, and while I let the water seep into the ground, I'm going to take my measurements and make a layout design for this space. That's one. And two, so that at least I know how much of the picket fence that I need to make for this space. And I think in about 2 days time I'll probably start planting, and that I would do simultaneously with what you call it, the building of the picket fence, so that by the time I'm done with the plants I can nicely fence it so that my busybody, my youngest, doesn't uh, mess around with my plants. So yeah, that's pretty much it. So today basically it's um, the finishing up of the prepping the soil and the cleaning just around the space, just to give it a nice boost and structure so that at least my canvas is well structured. So basically, yeah, let's get right into it. As you can see here, guys, it's basically more of just digging up the soil, or just to waken it up, and also to weed out and take off all the prominent weeds that I was still seeing from the patch itself. And it was just basically about a few hours of digging the space. And yeah, it well, because it's on the video, it kind of looks like it is easy, but then it's just one of those beautiful things that you do to also just move your body and exercise. I mean, who needs a gym if you have a garden that you can work on? So, yeah, as you can see here, it's like literally taking out all of the weeds that I could see. And mind you, I mean, the thing about weeds is that you cannot entirely completely weed a space, because some of them will be visible and some of them would not be visible to the eye. But then you do the best you can to just take out everything that you can see. When all of the digging was done, I actually proceeded to start with putting the compost and the cultura on the bed itself. And I initially started with it's called a cultura, and 5 kg of it costs about 70 rand, and it's basically a bone meal for the soil, which is a great product to be used at the time of planting. You can also include it in the holes of the seeds that you are going to put on the soil itself, and you can also just put it on top of the bed itself, as I'm doing here, to just establish and assist with the newly planted plants that you are going to put in the space. And it is an organic matter, which is, I mean, an essential part to most growing plants. So yeah, it is just one of those things that really boosts and assist the soil to also help the plants with the supply of nutrients to the seeds, to actually help them grow nicely and fertile. So yeah, that's what I basically did here, just to proceed and put this cultura. I think for my bed I used about 3.5 of the packets, which were 5 kgs, to just finish the whole bed. And yeah, it was just that one thing that needed to be done in order to just help the organic matter of the soil to really produce as I would really like for it to. Also, the stuff that you see me layering on top of the fertilizer itself, it's the rubble from the woodwork that we do in our carpentry workshop, and it also just helps with holding the moisture from the water when you are watering the garden. and it just keeps it nice and moist for longer. And this is partially important, especially when the seeds are still germinating, to just keep the soil very moist in order to help them to grow. So yeah, that's the reason why we put this rubble on top. Ha! Between you and me, I think that looks like a giant pizza, and just gave me an idea. We're having pizza this evening. We're having pizza. Yeah, looks like cheese. And here's my giant pizza. Okay, I think I'm ready for compost. Okay, this thing is somewhere there. Okay, where should I stand? Here. Okay. Alrighty, I'm going to put compost, then water the patch. Then tomorrow it's going to be some more digging, and yeah, hopefully the soil becomes nice and fertile. Good stuff. Good stuff. Compost, where you at? So yeah, here to finish off the milestones for the project for today, I still just needed to lay compost on top of the whole vegetable patch bed. And yeah, you can see me here just going through the patch and just layering the compost on top of the bed. And just after that, it was ready for water. So I actually went ahead and splashed water throughout the vegetable patch just to let everything settle and sink in nicely before I could actually proceed to the next part of the project. So yeah, at this point I just realized that I think I was a-okay with the milestone that I have achieved in regards to the project for today, and I would most probably presume tomorrow or the day after. It would depend on how my body feels when I wake up. So yeah, guys, this is the second part to the series, and I hope you really enjoyed. Our water hose is in, and I think at this point I was really chuffed up. Don't forget to like this video, and if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do so. I would really appreciate that. And yeah, comment down below, let me know what you think about this DIY project that I have started here, and if it's something that you would also like to start in your own space. And yeah, the one person that I am trying my level best to get off the garden has just appeared. Yes, the supervisor himself. If you haven't watched the first part to this video, I will link it at the end. And yeah, guys, as always, I will see you on my next upload. Mwah.